So when I started cutting videos for YouTube, I had no plan how to handle this shit. I had no plan how to use a camera, how to use any of these cutting programs. And that is the reason why I decided to start now a new playlist where you can learn everything about cameras, video cutting and all that stuff. So have some fun with this. This today will be the first tutorial, but first enjoy my new intro. What's up everybody, Marco here again, and today I'm going to show you my first tutorial where you will learn how Adobe Premiere works, the basic functions, what you can do with it, and yes, let's directly jump into it. So I opened Adobe Premiere to make a new project called Test Title, and yes, this is the main frame you will see. So let's start with the down left one. We have import media here. You can make a double click here to get inside this new frame. You can go to File and then the import edition to the import option here. Press import, and that's the same way to do this. So now I take my clip I want to import, or take several clips. You can choose more than one. Open it, and then you imported it to the cache of Adobe Premiere. Now we take this clip and put it inside our source. Yes, this is the source of our video, which it will be to a later time point. But first, you can see here the whole video. You have some settings, like this one means how much of the quality you can see. If you have a very fast computer, you can use full. Then you can watch the whole clip already yet in full HQ quality. And I always take 1.4, 1.2. Let's take the 1.2 option, because then it's a bit faster to look. Yes, maybe let's make an example. Let's think we want to take the clip from here. I press I on my keyboard for input to this point. I press O on my keyboard for output. So we now selected this part of our clip. Now we can take the whole part and drag and drop it down here, or we can only put the video or the audio stuff. Maybe let's first do both of it. Now we have our new cutting page where we can see everything we want to cut. Let's make a new example. Maybe we want to take this video stuff only here. Then you can see we don't have these two tracks. We have here the video track and here the audio track. And now I put only the video track. Let's delete this again. Or you can take only the audio stuff. Yes. Now we have this rendering page here, or let's better call it cutting page. And here your nearly whole video is growing up. So you can see this is the same function like up here. You can see the whole video here, but with a difference, we can work on the video here now. So let's start with the different tools. We have some tools here at the side, and the most important tools is the selecting tool. We already selected. You can always select it with a short key V on your keyboard. The next one, very important for me, is the razor tool. You can always select this with C. Let's use this razor tool one time. You can maybe you see, okay, if there's the situation, okay, I don't like these and that scene. You can put your point with just clicking on it with your razor tool. Put another point, and now we cutted the footage in 3 different parts. Maybe we want to delete the last one out. We can now select these clips separately from each other and work with it, like separating it, deleting it, getting it back with Control and Z on Windows. Yes, that's it. Okay, so let's undo this stuff with Control Z. So next point is the pen tool. With the pen tool, you can make different points on your video. Let's make this a bit bigger here. So if you get this bigger, you can see some outtakes of your scene already here. And if it's loading, you can see more here on this side. Yes. With this pen, you can make different functions. you can set points where you want to edit something, like the audio, like the loudness, like the audio level, or the cutting speed, or the video speed if you make it in slow motion or make it extra fast. And with this pen you can make 1, 2, 3 or more points, and between these points you can then set up the speed you want to have for the videos. And the last tool is the type tool with a button T, with the shortcut T. You can just press T on your keyboard, then press anything on your screen and write anything inside this and delete it again. Yes, you can use this text then for, like I did, but I did this text one in After Effects. So in After Effects you could do lots more of stuff. And yeah, that's the reason why I'm working here only with video cutting and doing things like text and so on in After Effects. Video will coming soon about After Effects. Yes, so what is the second screen here now? We got, when I started editing my first videos, I wondered, why do I have two screens with the same stuff inside it? And actually the reason is that on the left screen you can see your input source. So this is the video we selected in our input box down here, and we just have a little preview. This is the preview of our finished program. So the stuff we're doing here. Maybe I'm mixing here now 3 clips in a row. Then you can see here the 3 clips in a row, but you can still see here only the input material you're actually used. If I could take another, let's take this one. This is a gaming part. We can choose this one, and now we have 2 different videos. This is our preview, and this is our preview of our actual progress of our cutting. Yes, let's talk about the stuff we have above here. This is very, very important, and this is the main database of all the things you can do in Adobe Premiere. So let's start first with the effects. This is, in my opinion, the most important thing. So we got a new window here, open by effects. If you don't have the effects button here, you can find it down here if you press all panels, or you can here in the windows go to effects and set this marker, and then you can see the effects panel. So if you got open the effects panel now, you got a lot of things. I don't know why this is German now here, but that's okay, the rest is in English. So let's start with the video effects. You got lots of effects, lots of folders inside the folders, and then again any, by the way, some effects. So let's do some effects and how to use this. Let's go to your search bar and type in Lumetri. We don't know, we're not talking about the Lumetri presets. We want to do it on our own. So close this one and then go to video effects, color correction, Lumetri color. So to use an effect, you just pick it up and drag and drop it to on your clip. So I drop it here, and then here a new panel is opening. This is there are multiple panels at the same time. So you only have to select one, not the 2, because then you can't see the effect controls anymore. Only choose one. And then you go down and you see the Lumetri color, and there is the basic correction. Basic correction normally is enough to do everything you want to do. We are doing the creative curves, color wheels, and so on in next tutorials, but not today. So let's go into the basic correction, and here you got things like exposure, contrast, highlights, and you can play with this around. So you can open the exposure and play here, and as you can see, there are different exposures you can choose, or you can just type it in any value like 10, or you can make it the fast variant is pick it here and drag it to the left and to the right, and as you can see, you can handle it faster but not that detailed like when you're opening the detail view. Yes, there are lots of things you can play with, like contrasts, highlights, shadows, whites, blacks. It is very, very useful to make your footage looking so much better. So I only can recommend you guys use this before rendering your video. Okay, so now let's close the effect control again. Let's close this shit, we don't need it. And this, we don't need it, and the matrix scopes, we don't need any of this, and now we get a big view, and this is like I am editing my videos because you got so much more to see. Yes, let's talk about the rest. You can do basics in this program. We get a lot of effects, but I think we are doing this in the next videos. You get transitions. If you got a transition, you know what this means. But in Premiere, it is like when you're having two clips, and it is just such a sharp border between the clip. You can use very nice transitions, like one picture is shifting above the other or beneath the other. So much things. We're talking about this in the next videos. So I can only recommend you the learning page, and the learning page, yes, that's okay for me. In the learning page, we have so much tutorials, especially if you completed the basics and the beyond basics. You can go to the webpage to Adobe and search there for the tutorials, and there are hundreds of tutorials how you can use each of the effects and what you can do with Premiere. The only problem is you got to bring a lot of patience and time, because they're talking about every single step 5 minutes. So yes, let's close it again. And okay, so we did our first clip. We cutted it, we made some Lumetri color corrections above it, and now we want to render it and to make it to a real video so we can send it to a friend, upload it onto YouTube, and so on. So let's go to File, Export, Media. By the way, you can use the shortcut Control M on your keyboard. So this is the export settings. We can use the format. I always recommend the format H264. HEVC is possible too, but there are lots of devices which can play this codec. So let's stay with this. There are lots of other codecs. You can read about it in the internet. It is not that important because it doesn't affect that much your video quality. You can use this. So then the presets are very important. You get so much presets. You can cut Instagram stories. You can get Facebook videos, Vimeo videos, YouTube videos, Twitter videos, normal videos, and that's why they got so many previews, so many presets, because then you can choose the perfect settings for the matching website you want to upload this video, or maybe if you don't want to upload it, just your perfect settings, by the way, for your own. Then if you want to do it on your own, you can here do everything on your own. I did never use this because I think it's lots of work you don't really have to do. I always use my YouTube full HD or 4K setting, and then they do everything for me, which is perfectly for YouTube here. So use maximum render quality. You can use, but you don't have to, because then you have then it's using other settings here. Yeah, that's already all. You can click here on this title, type in the title of your video, test video, choose the path where you want to throw this out, and then save, export video, export audio, and then you can add it to the queue or edit or export it immediately. It's on you, so I'm gonna export it now, and then it needs some time. In this case, it don't need that many time because we only have a short clip. But if you're rendering a very long clip, like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, you will need some minutes. Maybe if your PC is not the fastest, you will need some hours for it. So now I have my clip. I can go to the folder and open this clip normally, like every other video I found on the internet or anywhere else. Yes. So that was already all for my first clip. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave me a thumb up. Don't forget to subscribe if you liked it to see the next episodes, and have some fun with the first tutorials. So see you next time, guys. Bye.